Hello there and welcome to my thoughts of Spider-Man Homecoming. Well, I really wanted to like this film. Honestly, I did. But I didn't. I found it a really average film. Big Spider-Man fan. Spider-Man and his amazing friends. The Amazing Spider-Man, the live action TV show as a kid. Not the greatest thing ever, but it was something that introduced me to Spider-Man. So why don't I like Spider-Man Homecoming? No Daily Bugle, no Jameson, no Uncle Ben. And people say it's fantastic because it wasn't a real origin film. There was no Uncle Ben, it wasn't Uncle Ben dying, but I want to see those things. Tom Holland was really good, no question. Actually, Tom Holland is the best thing about this film. First of all, Marissa Tomei, it must be some of the worst comic book casting I've ever seen. The worst. People were slaughtering the DCU for casting Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor. He isn't the most obvious Lex Luthor. You wouldn't go out and say, yeah, we must have him. But his performance was fantastic. It was proper acting. Tomei as May, as they called her in the film, why it wasn't Aunt May, you'll have to go and ask them. They made her look like a very average actress, and she was an absolutely rubbish Aunt May, and I didn't enjoy that aspect of it at all. In fact, she didn't even really look like she was there. She looked like she was thinking about something else. I love Ned Leeds. Ned Leeds was really good. Another criticism I must talk about, the kind of romance between Peter and Liz was the duck that didn't hunt. They had no chemistry at all. And I know going forward she's not really a love interest. She's not that important. We know the other character is actually MJ, which is fine. That's cool. She was kind of funny. She was giving Peter the finger. It was okay. Now Michael Keaton as the villain. You have Michael Keaton as a villain. You think, wow, what could possibly go wrong? Look, Michael did his best with a very weak role. Am I really supposed to believe that Spider-Man took down this guy in the end with all the superior weapons he had without his suit? No, it didn't come true. And in the end, it all seemed very neat and tidy. And the post-credit scene when he protects Peter, again, this is kind of the problem I had with Sandman in Spider-Man 3. The way Peter Parker forgives him so easily. And I know the character is that way inclined, but still rather unbelievable. The problem as well with this film is it's so focused on the MCU franchise, and it seems more focused on Tony Stark, and I know we only seen 2 or 3 times, and Happy. Ultimately, we needed an origin here. There's so many amazing things that they could have done. For example, this could have been a Miles Morales, Peter Parker shared movie. It would have been amazing. But the MCU and Kevin Feige don't think outside the box. It's let's keep it safe. Let's have a few giggles. Let's have some bright colours. Let's have some gags. And let's move on. And to me, now this film, it's amusing really because they're now boasting that this film is the it's the most successful box office movie or comic book movie of this year, but it's not the best. It's the least enjoyable comic book movie of 2017. So Logan and Wonder Woman were fantastic movies. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 was okay. Again, it's throwaway, but I did enjoy that movie a lot more than Spider-Man Homecoming. Wonder Woman and Logan were exceptional. Spider-Man Homecoming was not. I watched this in the cinema and I felt the same way as I do now. I bought it digitally yesterday because it came out, didn't it? And I thought, I went in and I said, I really want to like this movie. Maybe I was judging it on other movies. Maybe I should just look at it as this movie. The more I watch it, the worse it gets. It's not a bad movie, but it's not a great one either. And I kind of get disgusted when people say, this is the best Spider-Man film ever. Really? Better than Raimi's first Spider-Man film? Better than Spider-Man 2? Are you kidding me? Are you looking at things from rose-coloured glasses? Because the die-hard Spider-Man fans I've spoken to, I have a lot of friends, because I'm really communicating all the time with geek culture online. I know what people think, truly think. I'm not talking about sites that do reviews. I'm not talking about, you know, people like who have got millions and millions of subscribers or followers on Twitter. I'm talking about your everyday Spider-Man fans. They are not happy with the liberties took in this film, and it's all right. If they did what they did with this film and it was amazing, they would have got away with it. This film's box office domestically is one of the worst MCU box offices it's had. One of the worst. So they keep on telling you, they keep on trying to distract you from that and tell you about the global, but domestically, Wonder Woman whipped the pants out of Spider-Man Homecoming. And for me, that's a shock. Now, Wonder Woman's success isn't a surprise to me. She's one of the most popular, most longest running superheroes of all time, and the film was done well. So that success isn't a surprise. But Spider-Man should still, listen, Wonder Woman's only had one film, right, which came out this year. Spider-Man's had the Raimi movies, it's had 2 Sony movies, and now it's had an MCU movie. So the mainstream are more kind of in tune with it than they are with Wonder Woman. So if you're not a Wonder Woman fan, you won't know too much about Wonder Woman. So really this film should have made a lot more money domestically. It didn't, because people saw through it. It was very throwaway, and it was very disappointing. Why couldn't we have Jameson? Why couldn't we have the Daily Bugle? Did Peter even take one picture in this movie? I don't think that he did. Maybe you'll correct me if I'm wrong. I've only seen it twice. No, people, I mean, listen, it's my opinion. My opinion isn't fact, it's how I feel. And after I watched that movie, I just felt, you know that, you know that gif when someone's shrugging their shoulders? That's how I felt about this film. And the more MCU movies they make, the more I feel like this. Because I think we started off okay, but people weren't overly impressed with the MCU. Then I think Joss Whedon made the MCU popular with the first Avengers. That was such a good film. When I finished watching that film, even though I'm not a massive MCU fan, I freaking loved that film. I thought it was amazing, and actually so excited that Joss is working on Justice League. I can't wait for that. Yeah, wearing this, you can tell where my affinities lie. But listen, if I like an MCU movie, I like Captain America, The Winter Soldier, one of the best comic book movies ever made. If something's good, I'm not going to say it's not good because I'm more affiliated with the other franchise. I speak facts. I speak truth. And I think anyone who's honest with themselves knows this film could have been a lot better, because a lot of things about this film just didn't ring true. The lady they cast for Michael Keaton's wife, nothing to do with her colour before anyone starts, but I didn't feel that was his wife. I didn't feel that they've shared a life. The girl who was cast as Liz, I didn't feel that kind of warmth between the young actress and Michael Keaton. And the twist, now, if I didn't read about it on the internet before I saw it, would have been a fantastic twist. But maybe if we kind of flowed from scenes with Keaton at the family home as well, that would have made the situation ring a lot more true about Toombs just being a criminal, to, you know, so he could put food on his family's table. So you didn't really see that, because one minute he's like this foreman, and then he's like this supervillain, and it just flipped from one thing to the other. I'm sorry, guys. This movie is really, really disappointing, but nothing to do with Tom Holland at all. He gave this film everything, and there were aspects I did like. I did like that young Spider-Man, a young man, a young teenager, just kept on pushing to be Spider-Man and wanted to join the Avengers. And kind of disappointing as well. I know they were trying to tell this moral, but he didn't want to join the Avengers in the end. Really? Wouldn't it have been better, like we saw in the Ultimate Spider-Man cartoons, that he does it for a bit, then realises he'd rather just be kind of the ordinary street-level superhero? So this film for me is a 4 out of 10. That's how I feel. We'll speak again.